about to fall over. I wonder how long is an older split. So really watch this tree go over to where it's sitting right now. And there's another. And underneath. Gosh. But we had yet another ash tree fall down. I think we're probably approaching 10 of these that I've cleaned up by now between my brother and I. So we had known this tree was about to fall over by... I was mowing underneath this last week, and this was all cracked. You can see there's like fungus or something growing in this tree, and it had cracked over and was leaning up against the maple trees there. And of course there's these are telephone and cable wires, and I knew I couldn't take this tree down, and I was thinking to myself, boy, I wonder how long this tree's gonna stand here with this cracked, I don't know, it was about a 2-inch gap from here to over here about. And actually I'm wondering if this was actually split long before I had even known about it, because this is a fresh split, and I'm wondering if the darker stuff is an older split. So of course the emerald ash borer got this tree, and now there's ants and stuff all through it. There's a bunch of bugs and stuff. So plan is to cut this off at the base. You can see some new stuff's growing there, and clean up this big mess. And the funny thing is I actually watched this tree go over to where it's sitting right now, and I come out of the house and I hear some branches and stuff moving, and sure enough, this tree was real slowly falling over, and then it just went over real quick. Like, well, of course this branch here snapped, so this branch here was the whole way out in there, and it broke off and came back this way. And there's another couple of them over here that did the same thing, like this one here. And so I guess I'm just gonna cut this thing up into some manageable pieces, probably load up the trailer here, and this whole area is gonna have to be raked also. I know this from cleaning up previous ash trees. It's never fun. Look, this entire area needs all raked over. So I guess without further ado, let's get to this. And today we're going to be using the professional 62cc Timberpro. And I think I'm going to title this video, the video your Stihl dealer doesn't want you to see. So this professional 62cc Timberpro chainsaw can be bought for $2 to $250, and that's US dollars. And it's really got a lot of the features that a Stihl or Husqvarna saw has, such as a decompression valve. It does have a primer bulb, which I don't think the other ones do, mainly. All they have is just a choke, and some people like the primer bulb, some people say it's one more thing to go wrong, but I like the primer bulb. It does make the saw start a lot easier. And this saw, it'll rev up to, I think it's around 13,000 RPMs, which is exactly what the other saws do. And we were just at Tractor Supply yesterday, and I was looking at their Husqvarna saws, and they have a 60cc version, so like 2 cc's less, and it was, I think it was $519, and I think it also came with a 20-inch bar. Don't quote me on that, but that was the Husqvarna version, so double the price, just about. And then the Stihl, it was like $600, $700, $800, I think, $700 to $800, something like that. And you know, you could buy, I don't know, three of these saws to what the Stihl version is. So you know, if something were to happen to this saw, it's not $700 to $800 down the drain. It's only $250, which is another reason why I love these Timberpro chainsaws. It has an outboard clutch, which is different from the other manufacturers, Stihl and Husqvarna. And really, to me, a clutch is a clutch. It really does not matter to me which one it has. It has a 2-post chain brake, you know, instead of one. It also has that decompression valve, adjustable oiler. It's almost made the same as the other ones, and it'll do everything that the other saws will do. It really doesn't leak bar and chain oil, not really much at all. And it starts every time, revs up every time. It does everything that I would want it to do, so there's really no reason for me to buy a Stihl or Husqvarna chainsaw right now. I would rather take that money and put it into a sawmill. That money for me is better spent on a sawmill than it is on another chainsaw. So I'll probably never buy a Stihl or Husqvarna. The money's better spent on a sawmill. So this tree, it was 40 or 50 years old, and it was, I think, about 22 inches in diameter, because this is a 20-inch bar and chain on this saw, and it really cuts through it, no problems at all. It has plenty of power, and I'm still kind of in the break-in period for this thing, and it runs at 40-to-1 mix ratio. So I know the Stihl or Husqvarnas usually run at 50, so 40 is fine by me. That's pretty much what I run in everything else. I'd rather have a little bit more oil in the gas than less, because, you know, though obviously the oil is lubricating the engine. And I'm pretty happy with this saw. You know, there's really no reason for me to switch. Here I'm taking a picture for the thumbnail for this video. So check this out. I must have made a snake mad. Where did he go? He's underneath all of this wood, and I am not kidding. He is about 5 feet long. Holy smokes, I thought it was a stick. Wow! Where is he? And he's about, I don't know, that big around. Oh my gosh, there he is. I see him. See if I can get close to him. See this stick? Holy smokes, look at him right there. Look at the size of that snake. Jeez. Oh, there he goes. See him? Look at that. My goodness. I really made him mad, I guess. Cutting up all this stuff there. Holy smokes. Look at that thing. Wow. Yeah, you go back into the weeds, please. Trouble is, I need to get the rest of those branches out of there. Now that everything is cut to the lengths that I want, time to load all this wood up. I finally bought a pair of log tongs, and this has been a great investment. There's no more having to roll the log over top of a chain, none of that. All you have to do is put one side on, put the other side on the log, and just start using the winch with the remote. And this is an ATV winch on top of the Harbor Freight pickup truck crane, and this has been a great investment. We use this thing a ton. It's almost like a little mini yarder, because you don't have to go drive the trailer everywhere to load up all these logs. I think I maybe moved it twice to do this entire tree, and if it's too far away, I'll just either winch it over to where the trailer is, and then just pick it up from there and load it in. But that, between the tongs, this trailer, even the cub, the pickup truck crane, the winch, and even the jack to hold the side of the trailer up, this has all been a great investment. We use this trailer a ton. The only thing that would make this trailer better would be a dump. If we could dump this, that would be really, really nice to have. The funny thing is, when we were cutting these logs, we actually cut them into 9-foot lengths in preparation for a sawmill, which we don't even have. We don't have a sawmill, and I'm saving up for one, or at least trying to, because we have, I don't know, I have a pile of wood that's probably 7 or 8 feet wide, 6 to 8 feet wide, and about 40 feet long, of logs stacked up to my shoulders that are, a lot of them could be milled up, and some of them are branches and stuff, so obviously you can't mill those are just firewood. But someday I'm gonna try to buy a sawmill here. There's always seems to be other things that I should spend my money on rather than a sawmill, but not that a sawmill's bad or anything, don't get me wrong. It's, for me in my age, there's other things that I need first, but who knows, someday I'll get one. And we'll be making our own lumber. Lumber is so expensive. If we could just mill our own, oh my gosh, if I wanted to, I bet if I was milling just beams rather than boards, and probably boards too, the sawmill could pay for itself in one day. I know that's a pretty high number to beat. You know, all I'm thinking about buying is like either the smallest Woodland Mills ones or a Harbor Freight sawmill. I would probably have to buy a second track system also. But between all these ash trees that all seem to be dying, there's even ones I haven't even thought about cutting up yet that are dead and dying. And it's just one of those things. I guess it's the circle of life, right? So I guess we have no shortage of logs to mill, and it's kind of a shame, at least in my opinion, to cut all these up into firewood, because, you know, we would use the lumber more than firewood, I think. And it's just one of those things, I guess. So I'm just trying to load up. This was it's a shame this tree split where it did. It split at the, I don't know, about 3 or 4 feet up, and we lost the biggest piece of the tree, which is kind of a bummer. But I guess it is what it is, right? And I almost hit the camera here. I had to kind of move things around to finish loading up this last full-length saw log. And the bottom 2 will probably be turned into firewood unless I wanted some really short boards. But yeah, this trailer, the cub, the crane, and everything were really a great investment, and I'm really glad we got this. We could use the backhoe to load these logs up. I have a hook welded onto the bucket, or both buckets of it, and we could use the backhoe to load these, but I didn't really feel like getting the backhoe out to load up some logs whenever I could just pull the cub and the trailer over here to load them up. And looking back on it, I probably should have used tied a chain around this log. You know, if something were to happen or something were to break, you know, a cable snap, the log tongs let loose, maybe the mounting or whatever that I have on this could break, or you never know. There's always a bunch of factors that come into play whenever you're lifting stuff like that, but using a chain would keep me further away from the log, and obviously if something went wrong, I could just drop the chain and I wouldn't be underneath it. But here I'm pulling away with the trailer full of logs, and I actually I overloaded this trailer. Well, not the trailer itself, pulling it with the cub, because it actually sunk in a little bit of a hole to while I was loading up the logs, and of course I had to drive out from under that. But here I am just raking everything up and making sure we can mow underneath here. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.